Our female Wendy's High School Athlete of the Week is Lorraine De La Isla, a sophomore tennis player from Topeka High who has been on a roll lately. Last week goes 4-0 at Topeka High's Invitational. Then just this Monday wins 8-3 in singles play and 8-2 in doubles play over Shawnee Heights and Topeka West. Lorraine, thank you so much for joining me today. And first things first, let's go back a week's time to Topeka High's Invitational when you personally win the singles competition. Topeka High as a team wins overall. What was working so well for you last week that helped you onto that 4-0 record at the invite?
So the first two games were definitely a good start. I had a really good start to my day. I ate a good breakfast. I was ready to go. I was on a roll. A really good attitude. Walking in with a really good attitude always helps. So the first two games I did really well. I remember my third game, I was struggling a little bit. Like the game, the score was super close. I was down at some point, losing 4-6, or not 4-6, something like it was low. But she was at 6, and my goal was to get ahead of her. Matt Pavarnik has come up to me, and he was like, "Lorraine, it's okay to lose, but also it's fun to be behind because it gives you a challenge." So that kind of gave me motivation to keep going. And so then I got up 8-6, and that was the final score of the game. And I remember just feeling a sense of relief, like I did it. And then my last game, I played actually one of my team members who was substituting for HP because they didn't have enough players. And it was really relaxed, calm. We were both having fun. And so it's just having fun is what makes it like good games.
How did your mindset change when he came up to you and said, "Hey, it's a bit of a challenge now that you get to play from behind instead of playing from ahead"? How did your mindset change in the middle of a match like that?
I'm still a young player. I'm only a sophomore. So it's just I have everything to gain from these situations and nothing to lose. So I just have to remind myself of that mindset so that I keep like a positive mindset, because I know playing tennis, one of the hardest things is the mental game. It's what's in your head. And if you keep bringing yourself down, you're not going to play as good. So it's just keeping that positive mindset and like coming back. Coming back is the funnest thing you can do.
Lorraine De La Isla from Topeka High Tennis is our Wendy's Female High School Athlete of the Week this week. Now, coming into this season, obviously, we're still fairly early in the season, and you've been playing so well as of late. What were some of your goals coming into the season, and how have you met them to this point, and how have they changed over the course of the year so far?
So my initial goal was to not hurt myself again and go to regionals and do well in regionals. Obviously, the goal is to make it to state, but I know that regionals competition is going to be really hard. So got to keep a positive mindset. But I think my goal right now is to make it to state, since, I haven't hurt myself. So I'm just excited for regionals to come up, which is coming up in the next 2 weeks, I think, 2-3 weeks. So yeah, it's coming to a quick end.
You mentioned past injuries that you've had to deal with before. How has that kind of changed your preparation to make sure that you don't deal with those injuries? And at the same time, what was the process like trying to overcome those to get ready for this season?
So last year I had hurt my ankle the morning of cities. And so I've just been being more careful on days I know I have tournaments, especially on days like before tournaments, and practice just focusing on what I'm doing instead of goofing around all the time, because we do have fun. But yeah, just like being more careful, because it's definitely something that I don't want to happen again. It was really, really disappointing ending my season super early. So just being more careful as a person, because I'm pretty clumsy.
Looking back, so let's go beyond the sophomore year, the freshman year with Topeka High. Let's go all the way back. When did you start playing tennis? When did you kind of develop a love for the sport?
Okay, so here comes my dog. But I remember I was super young. It was a Sunday morning, and my mom was like, "Hey, we're really bored. What should we do?" And so we were like, "Oh, we've never played tennis before. We should play tennis." So we went to Walmart, got some cheap rackets and balls, and went to Jardine's courts, because that's where we lived next to. And we started playing, and we were like, "Mom, we really like this." And she was like, "Okay." So she didn't have much money at the time. And so she put us in private lessons at Genesis Health Club, which was Wood Valley at the time. And we ran off of a scholarship for long. I think in November, it'll be 10 years.
10 years. So you've been at this now for a long time, since you were so young. So what does the future hold for you? Obviously, the goal right now is on regionals and is on the rest of this season and the rest of your career at Topeka High. But do you plan to maybe pursue tennis in the future? Is that something that when college comes around might be in the cards?
If that's an option, yes, because I don't know. I really like the sport, but I also want to go into the medical field, so I know it's going to keep me busy. So it's just all depending, like whatever happens. If I get offers, then it's something I'd be willing to do. But right now I'm focused on like school and what I want to do in my future, like career-wise.
Is there anything in particular in the medical field you're interested in being a doctor someday, being a PA?
Yeah. I want to be a plastic surgeon.
Oh, plastic surgeon. How did you come up with an interest in that?
Just like media. I saw it. I always wanted to help people be more confident in themselves, walk around with a strut rather than with their heads down. So that's something I've always been interested in. I'm also really interested in cosmetology, so it's kind of like a mix of both.
Well, a bright future in the medical field and a bright future in tennis as well. Lorraine De La Isla is our Wendy's Female High School Athlete of the Week on 580 WIBW this week. Lorraine, congratulations on the recent success and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.